Jesus often used parables, stories with deeper meanings, to teach his followers. These parables were not just simple tales, but profound lessons meant to guide and inspire. One such story is the parable of the 10 virgins, found in Matthew chapter 13, verses 1 to 13. This parable is rich with symbolism and meaning. This parable is a powerful reminder of the importance of spiritual preparedness. It emphasizes the need to be vigilant and ready at all times. It challenges us to examine our lives and make sure we're ready for the coming of the Lord. Are we living in a way that reflects our faith and commitment? This isn't just some ancient story. It's a timeless lesson that applies to all generations. It's a message that transcends time. The principles it teaches are as relevant today as they were when Jesus first shared them. It's about being ready, about living with purpose, about having that inner light burning bright. It's about maintaining our spiritual vigilance. We all want to be ready for those defining moments in life. We prepare for important events, but do we prepare for the most important event of all? But are we truly prepared for the ultimate encounter, the return of Christ? This is a question that requires deep reflection. This parable urges us to ask ourselves that very question. It calls us to a higher standard of living and spiritual readiness. The parable of the 10 virgins is a wake-up call, a call to live with intention, to cultivate our faith, and to be ready for the day our bridegroom returns. Are you prepared? The time to reflect and act is now. The parable tells of 10 virgins awaiting the arrival of the bridegroom, a moment they have long anticipated. They represent all believers, eagerly anticipating the return of Christ, the ultimate bridegroom. 5 were wise, bringing extra oil for their lamps, ensuring they were prepared for any delay. 5 were foolish, unprepared for the delay, their lack of foresight leaving them in the dark. This isn't just about physical oil, is it? It's a deeper metaphor. It speaks to the state of our hearts, the depth of our faith, and our spiritual readiness. Are we filled with the Holy Spirit? Our lamps overflowing with His presence? Or are we running on fumes, our faith flickering and dim, barely holding on? The wise virgins, through their foresight and diligence, teach us the importance of spiritual preparation. They understood that true faith is more than just words. It requires action and commitment. It's about actively nurturing our relationship with God, day in and day out, through prayer and study. The foolish virgins serve as a stark warning against complacency and neglect. They had faith, but they didn't cultivate it, allowing it to wither away. They weren't ready for the bridegroom's arrival, missing the moment they had long awaited. The bridegroom was delayed. Midnight approached. The call came, "Here's the bridegroom. Come out to meet him." Can you imagine the urgency, the anticipation in the air? Life is often like that, isn't it? We go about our days, and then suddenly, unexpectedly, things change. The wise virgins were ready. Their lamps burned brightly, a testament to their preparation. But the foolish virgins were caught off guard. Their lamps were going out. They had no oil. This is a powerful reminder that we must live each day with a sense of urgency when it comes to our faith. Don't wait for a wake-up call. Don't wait until it's too late. The foolish virgins pleaded with the wise, "Give us some of your oil. Our lamps are going out." They were desperate, realizing too late the importance of preparation. But the wise virgins couldn't share their oil. They had prepared for this moment, understanding the necessity of being ready. It was something they each had to carry within themselves. Their readiness was a personal journey, not something that could be transferred. It's easy to become complacent in our faith. We might go through the motions, but our hearts can grow distant. We can get caught up in the busyness of life and neglect our relationship with God. We might attend church, read our Bibles occasionally, but is that enough? Are we truly engaging with our faith? The parable shows us that we can't rely on others for our spiritual well-being. It's a personal responsibility. We each have a personal responsibility to cultivate our own faith, to nurture it like a garden that needs constant care, to keep our lamps filled. This means actively seeking God and maintaining our spiritual health. Don't let your spiritual life run on empty. Make time for God. Seek Him diligently with all your heart. Let His word fill you, guide you, and transform you, and empower you to live a life of purpose and readiness. Be vigilant, be prepared, and let your faith shine brightly. Section 5. Filling our lamps. Cultivating a vibrant faith. What does it mean to have oil in our lamps? It means having a vibrant, active faith. It's about spending time with God, reading His Word, and allowing His Spirit to work in our lives. Just as the wise virgins brought extra oil, we need to be diligent in cultivating our faith. This means making prayer a priority, studying the Scriptures, and surrounding ourselves with other believers who can encourage us in our walk with God. Faith, like a muscle, grows stronger with use. The more we exercise our faith, the more prepared we will be for whatever challenges life throws our way. Remember, our faith is not a one-time event. It's a lifelong journey of growth, learning, and drawing closer to God. Section 6. More than just words. Living out our faith daily. Spiritual preparedness is not just about inward devotion. It's also about outward action. It's about loving our neighbor, serving others, and being a light in the world. The wise virgins didn't just talk about being ready. They lived it. They made preparations. They were proactive. In the same way, our faith should be evident in how we live our lives. Every day presents opportunities to share God's love, to be kind, to offer forgiveness, to make a difference in the lives of others. These are all ways we can keep our lamps burning bright. Section 7. The Doorkeeper's Call. The importance of spiritual vigilance. While the foolish virgins were away trying to find oil, the bridegroom arrived. The door was shut. They pleaded to be let in, but it was too late. This part of the parable can seem harsh, but it underscores a vital truth. The time for preparation is now. We must live with a sense of spiritual vigilance, knowing that every day counts. We don't know the day or the hour of Christ's return, but we are called to be ready, to live each day as if it were our last. This means being vigilant in our faith, guarding our hearts against sin, and staying focused on what truly matters. Section 8. A life of readiness. Embracing spiritual preparedness. The parable of the 10 virgins is a powerful reminder that we must live our lives prepared for the return of Christ. This isn't about living in fear, but rather living with purpose, intentionality, and a heart overflowing with faith. Imagine the peace, the joy, the confidence that comes from knowing you are ready, no matter what the future holds. That's the life God desires for you. Spiritual preparedness is a journey. not a destination. It's a daily commitment to drawing closer to God, cultivating our faith, and letting our light shine brightly for others to see. Section 9, Your Journey to Readiness, a call to action. Friends, I want to ask you today, are you prepared? Is your lamp filled? Don't wait for a wake-up call. Don't let complacency steal your joy or dim your light. Start today by making time for God. Dive into His Word. Connect with other believers. Let your faith shine brightly, not just in words, but in your actions, your relationships, and in how you live your life each and every day. Remember, the bridegroom is coming. Let's be ready to meet Him with joy, our lamps burning bright.